Insidious is a 2010 supernatural horror film directed and co-edited by James Wan, written by Leigh Whannell, and starring Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, and Barbara Hershey. It is the first installment in the Insidious franchise and the third in terms of the series in story chronology. The story centers on a married couple whose boy inexplicably enters a comatose state and becomes a vessel for a variety of demonic entities in an astral plane. Insidious had its world premiere on September 14, 2010, at the 2010 Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF, and received a wide theatrical release on April 1, 2011, by FilmDistrict. The film is followed by two sequels, Insidious, Chapter 2, 2013, Insidious, The Red Door, 2023, and two prequels, Insidious, Chapter 3, 2015, and Insidious, The Last Key, 2018. Married couple Josh and Renai Lambert have recently moved into a new home with their sons, Dalton and Foster, and their infant daughter Callie. One evening, Dalton sneaks into the attic, where he encounters a mysterious entity after falling from a rickety ladder and hitting his head. The next day, he inexplicably slips into a coma. 3 months later, with no signs of improvement, Renai and Josh take Dalton back home. The family starts to experience frightening paranormal events, including strange noises and their home security alarm going off on its own repeatedly. Foster also claims he has seen the comatose Dalton walking around the house, and Renai finds a bloody handprint on Dalton's bed. Later, Renai begins seeing a fiendish, long-haired apparition that tries to attack her. The Lamberts decide to move, with Renai believing the house to be haunted. However, the supernatural activity continues in their new home when Renai sees the ghost of a young child dressed in period attire. Josh's mother Lorraine arrives and explains she had a nightmare about a demon with a red face in Dalton's bedroom. She later sees the same demon behind Josh, and Dalton's bedroom is ransacked by unseen forces. Lorraine calls psychic Elise Rainier and her paranormal investigators Specs and Tucker. 8. In Dalton's bedroom, Elise sees a vision of the red-faced demon. Elise explains that Dalton is not in a coma. He was born with the ability to astral project his consciousness and had been unknowingly doing so in his sleep, believing he was simply dreaming. This time he has traveled too far and has been captured in a purgatory realm called the Further, a place inhabited by the tortured spirits of the deceased. Without his consciousness present, his body is comatose, but spirits desire to use it so they can re-enter the physical world. Josh accuses Elise of being a scam artist and throws her out, but later finds drawings in Dalton's room that seem to confirm Elise's theory. Josh brings Elise and her team back. After an attempted séance goes horribly wrong, Elise explains that she has known Lorraine for decades, and had previously helped Josh when he was a child. Josh also possesses the ability to astral project, but had suppressed his memory of it years ago with Elise's help, after she helped him beat the parasitic spirit of an evil old woman that wanted to possess him. The only way to rescue Dalton is for Josh to go into the Further and save him. Elise puts Josh in a hypnotic trance and he is able to project himself into the Further. He finds his way to Dalton, encountering multiple perilous and horrifying ghosts along the way. He frees his son, but they are chased and attacked by the red-faced demon while the spirits of the further invade the real world and terrorize Renai, Elise, and the others. Josh is confronted by the old woman that tormented him as a child. He tries once and for all to overcome his fear, and she appears to retreat from him. Josh and Dalton wake up in the real world and the invading spirits vanish. The family celebrates their victory, believing that the nightmare is over. Elise senses that something is amiss about Josh. When she snaps a photo of him, Josh goes berserk and strangles her. Renai discovers Elise's corpse and sees the photograph she took. The photo reveals that Josh is now possessed by the ghost of the old woman from his childhood, the latter having slipped into his body when he confronted her in the further. Josh appears behind Renai and she lets out a frightened gasp.